Hey everybody, it's Amrita Khurana with the Falcon Group at Keller Williams. Wanted to talk about a topic that is quite the conversation right now in the market, which is appraisals. So what happens if you are purchasing a property and that property under appraises? So the reason why it's under appraising right now specifically is because the appraisals are based on properties that have recently sold or are under contract. And unfortunately, when you look at something that has sold, technically speaking, that sale price really is reflective of the fact that that property went under contract probably minimum 45 days ago, maybe even 60 days ago. So the price of when it went under contract in that market is very different than the one that we're in right now. So really, when an appraiser comes in to appraise a property, they should be looking at current under contracts. And furthermore, the ones that are under contract, they should be calling the agent to understand, hey, when you got all these offers and went under contract, how many offers did you have? You know, was there a multiple offer situation? Now, the appraisal is going to be as good as the appraiser. Now, what actually happens if your property under appraises when you're purchasing it? So that's a real question I'm looking to answer for you guys. So let's just take an example of $1 million home. You're purchasing $1 million home, you're putting 20% down, which is $200,000, and therefore your mortgage is $800,000. Any lender you're looking at, for most part, the lender will say, we are going to lend you money. However, we're going to send out our appraiser to make sure that the property appraises so that we know the money is good, to be lent over to you. Now, if the property under appraises, let's say it comes in at $900,000, it's $100,000 below asking price. You're like, well, I still want the property, even though it's under appraising, because the house down the street sold for $1 million. So for most part, this house is really going to be $1 million. The appraisal just hasn't caught up to it, right? It's just lagging. But what does that mean for you? You will need to come up with that $100,000 difference. So the key thing here to remember is that the 20% down you're supposed to give is based on the appraised value or the purchase price, whichever is lower. So if the appraised value is lower, which is $900,000, your 20% is against that 900, not the $1 million mark. So instead of $200,000 down, you really are going to be responsible for $180,000 down. In addition to that $180,000 that you need to put down, you will need to come up with that extra $100,000 to compensate for the fact that they under appraised for $100,000. Now you could be like, oh God, where do I really don't want to take out another $100,000 from my savings. I'd rather keep that cash liquid. What you could do is have a savvy lender who will figure out a way where maybe you can change the type of loan you're getting, and maybe you can decrease the amount of down that you need to give. And so that instead of doing $280,000 down on that property that under appraised, you can do a different structured loan, go in with a lower down, maybe or may not pay PMI. Even if you pay PMI, you may be better off because the PMI is only for a certain amount of time. Furthermore, once the appraisals catch up, that lag is gone. Your PMI will probably go away anyways because the value would go up. So, but that requires having a really good lender on your side when you're making this transaction. And this is going to be another topic for another video about how real estate transactions are really a huge project that you need to have the right stakeholders in place. But that's another video. So for today, this was the topic. If you have any questions about appraisals, if you have any questions about having savvy lenders, if you need a recommendation, I'm a girl. And that's my knowledge that I'm dropping for today. Have a great weekend. Bye.